Netflix is bringing boxing back to the forefront with one of the most heated and talked about rivalries in women's boxing history, Katie Taylor vs. Amanda Serrano. Their third face-off is happening live from Madison Square Garden, and fans around the world are already buzzing with excitement and tension. But this isn't just another boxing match. It's the continuation of a rivalry that has been surrounded by controversy, drama, and divided opinions ever since the two legends first stepped into the ring together. The first fight between Taylor and Serrano took place in 2022, and it was hyped as the biggest women's boxing match in history. Fans, critics, and athletes all saw this as a landmark event that would change how the sport is seen. And it did, but not without stirring a lot of debate. That first fight was wild from start to finish, a non-stop slugfest with both women giving it their all. They hit each other more than they had been hit in any previous fight. It wasn't just a match, it was a war. The energy in the final round was so intense that the crowd could barely breathe, especially during the last 10 seconds when both fighters threw heavy punches non-stop. In the end, the judges gave the win to Katie Taylor by split decision. And right away, the controversy began. Many fans and boxing experts thought Amanda Serrano had done enough to win. Social media was flooded with opinions. Some people believed Taylor edged it with cleaner hits and better movement. Others argued that Serrano dominated enough rounds and deserved the win. Either way, it was clear, this rivalry was far from over, and people wanted a rematch. And they got it. The second fight between Taylor and Serrano was added to the undercard of the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson event on Netflix, a move that brought even more attention to the matchup. Though the event was delayed from July to November 2024, fans patiently waited for the rematch. But the second clash only added more fuel to the controversy fire. From the start, the fight was heated and physical. But what stood out wasn't just the punches, it was the headbutts. During several intense exchanges, Taylor accidentally, or perhaps not so accidentally, clashed heads with Serrano. One of these headbutts opened a cut above Serrano's eye, which clearly affected her performance for the rest of the fight. Later, Taylor was penalized and had a point deducted because of another headbutt. Serrano and her team believed these were intentional tactics used to weaken her. Taylor, on the other hand, insisted they were accidental, just a result of how wild the fight had become. Despite everything, the judges once again ruled in favor of Katie Taylor, this time by unanimous decision. And once again, fans and commentators questioned the result. What made things worse was the data. Serrano had landed 107 more punches than Taylor throughout the fight, including a jaw-dropping 73 punches in just the final round. That's not a small margin, that's a dominant number, and it had many people wondering how Taylor was still declared the winner. After this second match, it was clear that something wasn't adding up in the eyes of a lot of viewers. Serrano was visibly upset, not just about the loss, but about what she saw as unfair play. She brought up the headbutts from the first fight too, claiming they were part of a pattern. Taylor stayed calm and firm in her stance, saying that in a fast-paced fight like theirs, things like head clashes can happen without meaning to. Now, here we are in July 2025, waiting for the third, and most likely final, chapter of this iconic trilogy. The stakes are higher than ever. Taylor has a record of 24 wins and just one loss. Serrano is at 47 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. But in their head-to-head rivalry, Taylor is leading 2-0. That might sound like a clear win for Taylor on paper, but in the hearts and minds of many fans, this rivalry is still wide open. This third fight isn't just about who is better. It's about settling the score once and for all. It's about putting to rest the arguments, the controversies, and the debates that have surrounded their previous two matchups. It's about giving the fans closure, or possibly, even more questions. What makes this rivalry so important isn't just the fighting skill on display. It's the fact that Taylor and Serrano have helped elevate women's boxing to a whole new level. Before their first bout in 2022, women's boxing wasn't getting nearly as much mainstream attention. After that first match, everything changed. People started tuning in. They started caring. And with each controversial decision, the spotlight grew even brighter. But with the spotlight also comes scrutiny. And that's exactly what this rivalry has faced. Every move, every round, every judge's card has been looked at under a microscope. Fans have debated every detail: who controlled the pace, who landed the better shots, who looked more dominant. And while Taylor holds the 2 official wins, the story isn't as simple as that. There's also the emotional side of this rivalry. Serrano has shown time and again how badly she wants to win, not just for herself, but for the respect she feels she's earned. She's been vocal about her frustrations, and you can tell that each controversial loss has only made her hungrier. Taylor, on the other hand, has remained focused and composed. She's handled the pressure with grace, even when people questioned her victories. Her calm, almost stoic presence in the ring contrasts with the raw emotion Serrano brings. Now, with the 3rd fight set for a primetime Netflix slot, the world will be watching. And while the previous 2 fights were intense, this one promises to be even more dramatic. Will it be a clean fight this time? Will there be another round of controversy? Or will we finally get a clear winner that both sides can accept? No matter what happens, this trilogy will go down in history as one of the most impactful rivalries in boxing. It's not just about the titles or the wins, it's about legacy. Taylor and Serrano have carved their names into the sport, and their story will be remembered for years. Whether you believe Taylor deserved those wins or think Serrano got robbed, there's no denying how important these fights have been for the sport as a whole. This upcoming 3rd bout might be the final chapter, but its impact will last far beyond the final bell. Fans will talk about it, compare it, and maybe even argue about it forever. Because that's what happens when 2 fighters give everything they have, not just once, but 3 times. And even though only one of them will come out of this trilogy as the official winner, both Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano have already won something bigger: the respect of the world and a permanent place in boxing history.